True.
Can confirm.
Oh. Fucking arm hurts from the fucking flu shot. I'm gonna die.
Just take the arm off. You don't need it.
Yeah, just amputate it.
Yeah, just go ahead and get rid of it. If it hurts, you know it's causing you a problem, so you don't need it
We
anymore.
amputated it, won't hurt anymore. Thanks, Dad.
Exactly. You're welcome. Now go to your room. You're grounded.
You're grounded.
You're fucking grounded. Shut up.
What did I do?
I meant Blake.
No, go to your room, Emily.
Shut the fuck up, Blake.
You heard him.
I'm already in my room.
You know, now you're grounded. Get off the computer. You're not allowed to have any internet access.
Asked me how the call went when I fucking poorly. Thanks.
Right, bud. I can't hear you, bud. That's a quiet song. All right. Is everyone logged in? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a no. I'll wait for Seth to get into Foundry. Though I guess you don't technically need Foundry for this session. Oh.
What are we doing?
We're just hanging out a little bit. Figure out what we're doing. Figure out what we're doing next. So I know what to prep for next week. How's everyone doing? Been a few weeks since we played. I know, sweetheart. I'm sorry. You poor thing.
The worst part is just being so congested and not being able to do anything about it.
Yeah.
Becky.
How's the drive, Seth? Tell us about it.
Too fucking long.
Where were y'all driving to / from?
From Massachusetts to Montana.
Okay.
Fucking.
Yep. They adopted Jeremy.
Almost the longest possible fucking drive you could do in the U.S. Jesus.
Only 8 more hours and it would be coast to coast.
God
like 8 more
damn.
hours would get us to Seattle.
That's fucking insane.
Y'all are crazy. Crazy people. I don't even know
You
how
guys-
y'all did it as quickly as y'all did.
Should have done an actual challenge run, driven out to the tip of the Cape to get the maximum distance.
Probably could have.
How long were you guys driving?
We did it in 3 days. It was about 37 hours of driving.
Woo.
My lord.
Jesus.
No, thank you.
Jeez Louise.
24
Screw
hours
that.
from Mass to Louisiana was enough.
Yeah, same. Fucking, we did it pretty much straight through. We took a few breaks, but it was actually not bad.
Yeah, but we didn't stop at a hotel or anything.
Yeah.
Because COVID was rearing its ugly head right when we left too.
Yeah, we decided to
had
move
cats in the back seat.
We
So
decided to fucking move cross country like the month COVID started, which was not
yeah.
advisable.
Yeah.
My parents retired and moved like a year ago when it was, I think there was like a spike after the holidays or some shit.
Dang.
that seems to be a reoccurring thing. Spike after the holidays.
Yup.
Every holiday.
So, Blake, does Elena want to give us a breakdown of what's happened recently so we can get a bit of a refresher since people aren't going to remember when we play next week?
Why would Elena remember anything? Excuse me? You think she was paying attention?
Elena's the only
Elena's
one paying attention,
traumatized.
Blake.
Okay, so
Raphael is
Last-
staring at his reflection in his fucking breastplate right now.
yeah, that sounds like Raphael. I can believe that. So,
Response?
last session, we vacated the tomb that we were happily robbing because we were definitely grave robbing and we should all feel horrible about it. Nobody's going to feel horrible about it, but we were definitely grave robbing. So we vacated the necropolis of Tillamook. Everybody was kind of set on heading back towards Astoria. And on the way, we stopped to camp at night. Deianira had a conversation with Iz about the nature of star nymphs, his history as an astrologist, as well as a couple other details about how she came into being. While they were talking and everyone was camping that night, they were looking at the constellation of Deianira and saw that a star fell out of the sky somewhere in the distance to the northeast of Astoria. Daenerys was naturally exceedingly excited about this and proceeded to convince everyone that we definitely needed to push on through the night to reach Astoria proper by morning. So on the way there, Kyra made it a point to say that she was going to vacate the party. She was kind of done. She did not want to go back to Astoria. Elena was mildly perturbed by this and somewhat annoyed, so she ended up challenging Kyra to a rap battle against the heroes, which went very well, even though there was some random guy, I think his name was Dan, and then some lizard rocked up and started throwing out shade. But in the end, we won and earned Kyra's never-ending, we'll call it respect, but really we just bribed her to come with us through beating the shit out of her in a rap battle.
Mm-hmm.
And now we were just now reaching Astoria, and that is where we stopped, I do believe.
You guys packed up, and due to the binding power of oaths in Thylia, Kira spent the first half of you guys' return to Astoria sitting cross-legged with her arms folded behind you guys, being just magically pulled along by the power of her oath, just being dragged through the dirt.
Oh my god.
Throwing a temper tantrum.
Physically dragged.
Yep. She has to go with you guys to Astoria. Hold on one sec. But yeah, so Kira finally gave up about halfway through and is trudging along rather grumpily behind the party on you guys' way to Astoria. So you guys are going to reach Astoria probably about 2 a.m. What do you guys want to do? What does everyone want to do at this point? I know Daenerys, her main goal is probably going to be to continue on, and she'll probably be fine to continue on considering she's like partially nocturnal. I would assume, being a night nymph, she's very comfortable at night. But what does everyone else want to do? Does everyone else want to continue on with her, or do people want to stop in the city? Did you guys have returned, or any ideas?
I think both Jackie and I offered to like take her where she wanted to go or something, or like help her navigate to where she wanted to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, what about Elena and Iz then?
I'd say Elena is like, it's 2 in the AM.
Chocolate.
I think we need to pause and stop and take stock. Probably get more supplies. Probably pass out. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. We are all going to die.
This goes where Daenerys goes.
Rhaenyra, I think, is at that state where, like, you're exhausted, so you have some caffeine, and you're still exhausted, and your heart's just beating 1,000 miles a minute. So she's, like, probably realizing she's a bit in over her head, traveling straight through the night. So she'll agree to go to bed, if that's what everyone wants to do. Just pick back up in the morning.
What does everyone think? Does everyone want to rest for the night in Astoria? All right, so
That's
you guys rest for the night in Astoria. All right, so we're gonna have you guys rest for the night in Astoria. You guys reach there about 2 a.m. You guys sleep in like a little bit. It's maybe like 9, 10 a.m. You guys will still get a long rest since you're in the city. And we'll see you guys wake up the next morning in Astoria, tired but freshened at the very least. All right, so what are we gonna do next? What are you guys gonna do now that's the next morning? I know everyone... What about you, Elena? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna do anything else in the city, or convince anyone else to do anything else, or is everybody moving on to go with Daenerys?
Elena is going to mention that she would like to stop in and see Volcan.
Okay.
And she is worried that if they don't do it now, Kira will just kind of run off once they leave Astoria for the next time. Because Kira, they only made her promise that she was going to come to Astoria and meet Volcan with them. She came to Astoria. She could just kind of walk out now. She fulfilled that part.
Was
One
ever
second.
okay? Kira is even grumpier than usual, because apparently, according to her, when you come out the next morning, Blake, you find her on a bench in like the closest corner. It's like you walk into this inn that you guys stayed at, and there's like a bar along the back wall, and then the stairs leading up towards the rooms are on the right side of the bar. And she is currently sitting on the bench. She's sitting on a bench behind the bar at the moment, and getting in the way of the bartend. But unfortunately, in her attempts to be rather stubborn, apparently it's like a 20-foot sphere from you. So this was the only place she could fit. And she couldn't make it to the stairs because she decided to get herself stuck downstairs. And she tried to go to either side of the bar, and she literally just can't because she's like bound to her oath to you to come to Astoria until you see it as fulfilled. So she literally couldn't come upstairs to her room because you guys went up first and she didn't notice. So
Elena pauses at the bar and stares at her for a really long time. At first surprised, and then a bit, a little like there's this slight hint of satisfaction, just the tiniest bit. She asks her, "Have a good night?"
frankly, Kira is just relieved there wasn't a third floor here, or she would have been taped to the ceiling.
I'll take that as a yes.
All right, what does everyone else want to do this morning with the grumpy Kira? Did you still need a sec, Emily? Are you good?
Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry, I had
Okay.
to plug my headset in and check something.
Are there any children around for me to trip?
No, fortunately. Make a child check. Child tripping check.
Child endangerment check.
He has
Animal
advantage
handling
on
check.
those.
What was that, Blake?
He has advantage on those.
Yeah.
Advantage on sleight of hand checks made the trip children.
Exactly. That specifically doesn't kick in on any other function.
All right. So what is the group gonna do next? Is anyone like splitting up, or is anyone gonna go to Volcan with Elena and Kira? Because that's where they're gonna head this morning. Are you guys gonna go with them, or are you guys gonna head off to do whatever Daenir is doing?
I'm conflicted about splitting up, but I don't know. I don't know how long this is gonna take, so I can't really say like, oh, let's meet back here tonight
True.
or something like that.
I am fine with the party splitting up. I'm totally open. Like this is from me as like a DM, not like in character or anything. If you guys want to split up in any way, I'm fine running some separate, smaller sessions for you guys. But it's up to you guys. I don't want to force you guys to either. If you guys want to stick together, that's totally fine.
So is it just Elena and Kira going to one place?
That is what Elena plans to do. Yes.
Yeah, but nobody else is going right now.
At the moment, no.
I don't feel comfortable with just them going by themselves, so I'll go with them.
Okay.
You really don't have to follow me around. Because Elena has a thing against Iris following her around.
Iris really doesn't care whether or not you dislike or like her following you around.
Lovely. Stalker. Great. So Elena will
Bitch.
try and make mention to Deianira that I know that you're excited and I know you think this is probably important. So if you need to go, then you can go. I'll be around either way, but I do want to figure out a few things with Kira and Volcan. I can look around the city and find out where we're supposed to be going next, and when you find your friend, I'll be around.
Um. Yeah, take care of your business. I'll try to come back here as soon as possible.
All right.
What is this inn called?
The inn?
The Dragon's Tooth, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, yeah, if that's where you guys stayed for the night, then sure. I was gonna grab a random name.
Nice.
But yeah, sure, Dragon's Tooth Inn.
Alright.
What was I gonna say? Shit. Emily. Deianira would understand the need to not travel alone, but she would probably also understand that the quests you guys are undertaking and the information with Volcan is probably important. So I will only let you bring one person with you. So you can bring or Raphael.
It seems like is interested in going.
Is?
I
That's
guess
right.
particularly interested, I guess. So.
Okay. That sounds good to me. This is
Are you sure
completely unrelated,
Raphael,
but I
Raphael
bought.
was so ready to go. He was ready to skip breakfast.
I'm sorry.
All right. So, Elena, Kira, Iris, and Raphael are gonna head to Volcan to so you three are gonna head to Volcan, and we will deal with that on. When do you guys want to play next week? Is there any time that people aren't available? Do we just want to play like which group wants to play Monday night is my question, I guess.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll double check and make sure I don't have anything coming up next week. And then I will post tonight in the Christ almighty. I'll post tonight in the thread or the group chat or whatever and let you guys know who's playing. Is everyone here okay with Monday and Tuesday? If I run like 3 of you Monday and then the other 2 Tuesday?
Yeah.
Or like however?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. I will let you guys know who's playing when. But okay, I guess we've got things mostly figured out. Is there anything anyone wants to do in town at all? Is oddly enough still carrying a large ornamental rug around? Did you want to do anything with that, Seth? Actually, Seth, why don't you make an investigation check for a rug repairman?
Okay.
We'll have you drop it off on the way out of town.
Better not ruin my rug. It's an investigation, right?
Mm-hmm. Make an investigation check and an arcana check, actually.
Your dice are kind of scary.
Blake,
Those
you want to show
random
everyone's
dice.
dice?
Sure, why not? The anchored dice out real quick.
Oh.
Roll a whole bunch of them, Blake. What are you doing?
Pretty.
Beautiful.
I still like my dice the most. They didn't pop up. Hello?
Hello.
Oh, I can't move my screen anymore.
You're a failure.
I think I broke my game.
Good job.
Alright, well, ignoring the fact that I broke the server somehow.
Mm-hmm.
How long have we been going for? About 20 minutes. So, Seth, you find, on your way out of town, you find a seedy back alley, dry cleaners. You can bring the rug with you on your adventure, or you can choose to drop it off at this dry cleaners. But you are pressed for time at the moment. If you would like to interact with the shopkeeper, you can.
I'm gonna look at the shopkeeper's clothes. Does it look like he has clean clothes on?
The shop cleaner's clothes are clean, yes.
Or what?
Clean. Excuse me.
How do his clothes look? I look him up and down. Does he look like a well put together fellow, or you said he was seedy, right?
Hold on. Well, here you go, Seth. This is what he looks like.
Yeah, I'm not leaving my rug with him.
My god. Now I want to see. Oh, it's in chat. Oh my god! Come on, man. His robe is spotless. What are you talking about?
Look at that turban.
Neatly wrapped turban, nice robe, big red sash around his middle.
Looks like a rug sealer.
Alright, so you're gonna keep the rug with you? You can also leave it with the group in your inn rooms if you would like.
Do I know
I'm gonna-
any, like, magic that could fucking...
Do you know mending? Or like
I
prestidigitation?
don't. Damn.
I already cast prestidigitation on the rug last time.
Oh yeah, to get rid of a bunch of blood off of it. I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
to clean the blood and everything off of it.
Maybe we could just bring it to a river or some shit. I don't know.
Or burn it.
So what do you want to do with it, Seth?
I'm just gonna drop the rug off somewhere in the middle of the street.
What?
I'm tired of carrying the rug around.
Seth finds two street beggars that are just sitting on the ground, and he kind of drops it off in front of them, and they now have made it like their little bench.
Oh, I did a good deed. They can now beg in comfort.
It is quite dust covered because these are dirt streets. But maybe someday someone will notice that these two street beggars are sitting on top of an ornamental Dragonlord rug.
Yeah, and then they won't give them their money because they'll be like, you guys aren't
Fucking
poor.
scammers. Anything else you guys want to do on your way out of town?
I would like to make a religious offering.
Sure. Make a religion check. I'm gonna fucking reload my page since it's broken.
I'm fucking religious.
Religious as fuck.
I'm faithful.
All right. How religious are you? You are relatively religious. What do you have? Do you have a -1 to religion? What's that -1 for?
Do I? Wait. As a
Does she have-
cleric.
She
Oh,
has
I
a
have a
plus one.
+1.
Why does it say a -1 there then?
Does it?
Yeah.
-1. Oh, she has a -1 to religion, but a +2 proficiency mod, right? Is that how that works? Let me
Maybe.
go and look at her.
Wouldn't religion be wisdom? Oh no, because religion's an intelligence check. That's why.
Yeah.
It's like, that's fucking weird. That seems fake.
Interesting. Yeah.
That seems fake to me.
Wise people
Honestly,
don't believe in religion.
in the future, Emily, if you ever make a religion check and you remember, if it's like an emotional or spiritual type check, ask me if you can roll it using your wisdom mod instead, and I will totally let you. But if it's like lore based or something, I'll stick with the intelligence.
I don't really know what this is. I guess I don't know what this would be considered. But I guess it's not a lore thing. I'm just
this would
paying my
probably.
respects.
I mean, yeah, it's not really like I was just kind of having you make the roll. It's not really like there's anything specific that's gonna happen. Like if you roll a 1, you just die. You're sucked back up into the
Alex
stars.
forsakes me forever.
Yep.
I lose my prophecy.
Yep. You lose a level, Emily. You're now level 3 cleric because you prayed so wrong that she's like, nah, fuck you.
My god actively hates me for the rest of my days.
You fucking called Valis fat. Now she's offended and upset. That'd be funny to do someday if like someone really pisses their god off, like actually give them minus levels for a while.
Oh my god.
All right. So you stop at the Shrine to Valis in the city. You kind of have your pick. There's a couple of small ones, but you go to the big one in the center of town. You get your prayers out of the way for the day. You feel ready and willing to go, and you head off to the north with Iz in tow. So you're gonna head out the north exit of the city because that's where you saw the starfall, like the northeast exit.
Can I see, like, if there's anyone, like, a guard or, like, a fucking watch person who, like, could direct me or, like, maybe by chance saw it
Yeah,
happen?
sure. Make an investigation check.
Great.
What about you, Iz? Anything else you want to do on the way out, or are you good with your little rug scenario?
No, I feel pretty comfortable with that.
Feel pretty comfortable now that you're not carrying a fucking rug around?
Yep. Did a good deed. Helped out some street urchins.
What do you look like today, Seth? Or Iz, I mean. I gotta pick one to stick with here. You look like normal, you said?
Yep.
Cool. Is walking around in his base form, feels a little uncomfortable. He's used to walking around looking like some random guy, pretending to be someone else.
I want to ask Iz a question about that, actually.
Sure.
When you are shifted into, like, a younger person, do you feel healthier? Do you have more energy and things like that?
Nah.
That sucks.
It's purely cosmetic.
Cool, that answers my question.
I'm sorry, Emily, what'd you roll? You got a 9 for investigation?
Yeah.
The guards who are on duty currently are not the ones who were on duty for the night. And it's a little empty this morning at the north entrance. Not a ton of people come out this way. But the guards tell you that if you're looking for a good vantage point of the stars, or to get information about something that happened in that direction, they suggest you keep going and head to the vineyards that are this direction on the outskirts of the city. The guy who owns the vineyard, Theracles, he might be able to give you some information.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Welcome. All right. Anything else for you guys on your way out?
Nope.
Okay. What about Elena and Iris and Raphael? Did you guys want to do anything in the city this morning before you head to Volcan?
Before Daenerys is left, can I have given Daenerys the scroll I have, the fucking spider climb?
Sure, absolutely. I should be able to just drag that to a sheet, I think. Give me 1 second.
You know,
I'll
in
just do
case
that.
in case she has to get the fuck away from Iz.
So Emily, in your spell book, you should have Spider Climb as an at-will spell at the top now. It should say 1 out of 1. And Blake, I'll leave it there and just change it to 0 out of 1 for you.
Gotcha.
Thanks.
Anything else? Anything?
I just do some tune-up on Owl,
Okay,
pretty much, and
sounds good.
I'll
wait around,
thank
ready
the
to go.
others for. I'm sorry, Jackie. I didn't mean.
No,
to
it's okay. I'm good.
I'll thank the others for taking care of the actual important shit while I'm off on my personal business.
And they were never heard from again. Emily and Seth, roll your new characters. You die instantly on your way out of town.
Oh my god.
Sidon found them.
You guys see a giant lightning strike outside of town. Daenerys and Seth are just ash stains now. But yeah, Iris is chilling. She's kind of sitting on the roof, the sloped roof outside of the window. She slides down with Owl after tuning him up for a while. Joined you guys out front. Who else? Nathan, anything you want to do this morning before you guys head to Volcan? Aside from sob uncontrollably that you don't get to go on the fun adventure. Hello? Is Nathan there?
I was muted. Whoops. I need to-
Sometimes your mic stays lit up forever, so I'm not sure
Yeah,
if you're like there or not.
yeah. I want to grumble around town looking for my breakfast.
All right, make a what do we do for that? Do we do investigation, I guess? Oh, excuse me. You can do investigation or stealth, I guess, depending on how you're going about this breakfast finding.
I'm just like shuffling through the streets. Looking around, so I'll do that. You said investigation?
Yep.
Okay.
16. So you find several you find like a side street with like several nice little cafes. It's like a shaded side street. They've got like the little like wrought metal tables outside with like little umbrellas over the tables. There's a couple different cafes that you could choose from. They're all reasonably priced, and you could get a decent breakfast for one silver from either of them. Excuse me.
Are there any people eating outside right now?
Fucking God.
I knew you were gonna fucking ask one silver. I even said one silver. I'm like, well, we'll set it cheap. We'll see if he goes for it or not. Fucking Christ.
Raphael's gonna get all three of us arrested. I hope you realize that.
Yeah. So there are a couple of people eating outside. Currently, none of them are really paying attention to you. There is what looks like a husband and wife, as well as a couple of solo patrons. And as you're watching, the husband and wife get up and walk down the other end of the alley to continue on towards the market district. But they have left a decent amount of food on the table.
A decent amount of what?
Food on the table, all partially eaten, but if you want it, I don't think anyone's stopping you. I'm not sure how picky you are about food, so.
Is there like a publication in this city or something?
Like a newspaper or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's say there's like they're like papyrus handouts almost, like paper handouts that they have like some stacks of on like they have like a little
Printing press.
newsstand. Like
The holy pamphlet of Nitros.
Yes, exactly. That
They
they
have
have
in-
on the side of the alleyway there.
Okay, I'm gonna grab one of those pamphlets. I'm gonna walk up to one of the individual customers with their front like facing out towards the street,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to like approach them and talk to them about the Lord and how he can save us all. And I'm gonna shove the paper in their face, and while I'm shoving the paper in their face, I'm gonna try and sneak some food off their plate.
You're gonna pull a Jehovah's Witness.
You're introducing monotheism to Thylia? What?
By the end of the session, by the end of the campaign, it's grown remarkably, and it's like you guys are literally fighting against Catholicism. The final boss is Jesus.
Oh my god.
All right, sure. Make a sleight of hand checks, or a deception check, either.
I'll do sleight of hand.
Okay, that's plenty. So this guy just had like an omelet delivered to him, along with a bagel, an apple, and a couple slices of cheese. You managed to swipe the bagel, the apple, and the cheese. If you want to swipe the omelet, you can, but you're literally just gonna be holding like hot cooked eggs in your
Holding
hands.
an
So
omelet.
you're just gonna be holding a fucking omelet. So I don't know what you're gonna do with that. But especially considering you're using one hand to fucking, so like you're shoving this paper in this guy's face, and like with the other hand you're just like bloop bloop bloop, and you're just shoving shit in your pockets. You're just like taking this whole fucking table of food.
Can I instead of the apple and the cheese and the bagel, can I take the omelet?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. That's totally fine. So you
Okay.
leave the apple, the cheese, and the bagel, and how do you want to do it, Nathan? You decide. Where are you just gonna take the plate, hold it behind your back? You're just gonna slide the omelet
wanna
into your
grab-
bag.
I want to grab the omelet with my bare hand,
Mhm.
and in one motion, I want to like kind of stick it behind my back and then turn away and stick the omelet inside of the paper, like folded up.
Oh, okay, sure. I think that's enough of a sleight of hand for that. That's fine. So yeah, you've got like your hand's a bit messy now, but you fold the omelet in half, take it off his plate, and you kind of plop it onto the paper. You drop a little bit of vegetables on the ground, but otherwise you have a nice hot omelet that is quickly soaking through the papers. So, Raphael, you guys are leaving the inn for the morning. Raphael joins you guys. He is currently carrying a news publication, on top of which is a freshly cooked omelet, and he's currently eating it with his hands. So he rejoins you guys.
You know, I would have made breakfast for you if you just asked, right?
I mean, what's the fun in that?
Not getting arrested.
You can't say those things. It's not gonna happen. Knock on wood.
He has to provide for himself, don't you know?
Elena leers at Iris and Raphael at that mention. She remembers all the bullshit he pulled at the Sour Vintage still, and then sighs and walks past. Honestly,
Can I like yell out? It's like, what? Do you want some or something?
no, I really, really don't.
All right, more soggy newspaper for me.
Delicious.
Nathan ends up eating part of the paper. There's like part missing out of the middle at the end because it was so soggy he couldn't even tell.
Ew.
He's got like an A that's stuck to his lip that just like came off the paper. I would also like to point out that I don't remember who has them, but you guys do have the warrior dog tags for that side quest you guys did.
I have them.
Okay. Did you guys want to take care of that now then? Or are you going to do that after you go to Volcan?
Who would I be bringing those to?
That's a good question. I would probably have you do an investigation check at the Dragon's Tooth Inn, because that's where you guys heard about it initially.
Okay.
These dog tags, as you're like looking around the area, don't seem to match the guards though. So you could assume it was an unaffiliated party of some kind.
How do I roll? Oh, here we are. What was it?
Investigation check. You know, the only check that I ever have to use for anything,
Whoa.
apparently.
I am so good.
So the barkeep does recognize the symbol on the dog tags. However, he says that the remainder of that company moved on last night, and they usually come through once every couple of weeks. So you'd probably have to check back and hope to meet them to return those at another point.
Does he know where they moved on to?
He says they were doing some monster hunting out towards... they were doing some centaur fighting out in the plains.
Okay.
Out in the plains to like the northwest.
I was about to fucking say, are these the guys that like we let get murdered earlier?
No. Yep, you guys single-handedly accidentally wiped out like a large mercenary group just completely without any idea that you were doing it.
Sounds like something we'd be capable of, to be honest, at this point.
Okay, so does anyone have anything else they want to deal with now before we stop for the night? Because I'm gonna have to prep the Volcan stuff and then Emily's stuff over the weekend.
Nope.
Everyone else good?
I good.
You're good?
I good.
You're very good, hon.
Well, thank you.
You know what else is good? I bought everything bagel cashews today, and they're fucking delicious.
Where'd you get those?
CVS. Yeah, CVS. All right, cool. We'll stop here then. 45 minutes.